2nd December, Wāhine Tour 2. Two female world champion boxers return home to Northland to defend their world titles in front of a raucous Whangārei crowd. With a stacked undercard featuring Jerome, the Panther Pampalone. Wāhine Tour 2, December 2nd, live on Sky Arena and Sky Sport Now pay-per-view. Go to skyarena.co.nz.
Lani Daniels and Mia Motu are the queens of New Zealand pro boxing, and they are fighting for belts on Wāhine Tour 2 on December 2, presented by Burger King. Sky Sport and DNL Events are proud to bring you a big fight night, which you can watch on pay-per-view on Sky Sport Now and also Sky Arena, or you can buy tickets at dnlevents.co.nz. Today, New Zealand's IBF world champion Lani Daniels and her challenger, Australian middleweight champion Desley Robinson, face off before their big IBF vacant light heavyweight belt fight on December 2. Lani, welcome. Desley, welcome to the studios. Lani, let's start with you. Big fight, Mackay Stadium, Northland. Mia's also from up there. It's nice to take it home. Why does it mean so much to be able to take your title home and fight in front of your people?
I actually don't have words for it. I'm so chuffed that we have this opportunity. And yeah, I just know that the whānau's going to throw it down. And I'm looking forward to it.
They do throw it down. Whenever you come into the ring, they throw it down. There's a solid haka, plenty of waiata, and then when you came back to the marae, there was huge festivities for you. You do have a community right in behind you. And
that's just what it's been like growing up. Coming from a small place like Pupiwai, you blink and you miss it if you're driving through. Everyone knows everyone, so it's hard to get up to mischief. You have to move away to really experience life. But yeah, I'm just so excited to be bringing something so positive back to town, and that our kids are able to get amongst it and see that anything's possible.
For those that don't know, Pupiwai is northwest of Whangarei in New Zealand's north. You also come from a small town, Desley. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about that? A small mining town in Queensland?
Yes, I'm from Moranbah, which is a small mining town, not many people there. There's no beaches, there's like a creek, but no water. So yeah, very, very small town. So
it's interesting, Mia's the same, from a small town. Like, there seems to be some sort of connection there with fighting, and to be able to get out of town and do something new for yourself. What is it that it got you into boxing and inspired you into that world?
So I come from quite an athletic background, done a lot of like high jump, all that sort of jazz, played rugby, and I guess, yeah, I sort of, wanted something more, and I thought, a couple of the boys were training, and I thought, I might join in, and initially joined for fitness. So, and I wanted to fight, but my parents were like, no, you're not fighting. So, but I got them over the line eventually. So,
what is it that makes you a scrapper? Why do you want to fight?
I guess I've always been a bit of a, like Dad would say, a bit of a knucklehead. So, and then, I guess growing up small town, you're sort of, being, like a girl, you wanted to stand your own, and I didn't want anyone to mess with me, and they're not going to, but I guess, sort of inspire other girls too, that you can fight as well. So in a controlled environment, obviously, but yeah.
They definitely don't mess with you now.
Not now, no.
Similar for you, was there that element to it? Yeah, I was brought up, I didn't really get exposed to town. We got no shops, other than the auntie stocking a few lollies and fizzy drinks to flick off to us. But we were just raised there was no difference between the boys and the girls, and if there was, the girls would always smash the boys. So we did bull rush and things like that. Just always playing around outside. We're in the heart of the bush, so that was our playground. We had to create our own fun. We had creeks, but it had water. Yeah, we had no water. So we could pop a good manu.
And one of 9 children.
Yeah, so I had to fight. I had to fight to eat. You snooze, you lose. So, and I was a middle child as well, so.
We gave you both a seat. We shouldn't have done that. We should have made you both fight for a seat. That would have made really good television. Really good television. So you, though, started very young. Like 14?
Started at 14, yep.
Boxing.
Boxing,
yeah.
So you are a dead set veteran of the sport.
Yeah, I'm not that old, but yeah.
But I mean, that is... It's
yeah. I've been around for a while.
How long have you been fighting for?
I thought you asked my age.
21
25.
years. 25.
Yes, it'd be 21 years.
21 years.
Yep.
All right, and as a 14-year-old woman in a small town, who do you fight?
Blokes, really, like dead set. That's who I fought. So, I originally started at a club called the Moranbah Mongrels. So that's at the Moranbah Boxing Club, and we were like, it was all blokes. There was like no other girls training, so you had to be tough, and you would spar any bloke that was keen to jump in. So it doesn't matter your weight or whatnot. And a few sessions, I walked out thinking, holy heck, like, what am I doing this? But it gave me more drive to go, like, no, you can't beat me. So it was always hard to find fights because I've always been sort of 70 kilos and always been tall. So, and I was a bit of a brawler. So got a little bit of a reputation, I guess, from the amateur days. And then I struggled for years. Like, my coach was just like, we just can't get you fights. I said, can I fight blokes? And he's like, no, we can't do that. So we had to come away from, obviously, Moranbah. So travel to Mackay, Gladstone, like lots of other small towns, heaps of fights in pubs. Like they were good fight nights. So more fights out of the ring than what there was in the ring. And then you come to Brizzy, so the big smoke, and then you've got the opportunities of like the Olympic trials.
You fighting fully grown women at 14 years old?
My first fight was against a 27-year-old.
27?
27, yeah, and I was 15. So, yeah. It was good. I won, so it's good. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here because Mum and Dad wouldn't let me. So, so that's, she was experienced kickboxer, come from another small town, had a lot of fights, but we won, so it was good.
You hear that? I mean, that is a story with a lot of pedigree in boxing, but also a fair amount of heart.
Yeah,
you go into a ring with something like that, you're going to get it. You know what I mean? Like, she's coming.
Yeah.
When you think about your opponents, do you think about them in that way? Do you disconnect them from their stories, or do you have to just see them as a piece of meat in front of you that you're going to punch?
Yeah, piece of meat in front of me that I got to punch.
Yeah.
That's how I have to see it.
Yeah. So being in a situation like this where you're getting to know someone, maybe you're getting to like someone, does that affect the way that you approach a fight?
No, because I think I've had enough experience where I can flick that switch that most boxers or fighters talk about, that once that bell goes, you just flick the switch and go out for the kill.
Yeah.
And that's what I train to do. It's my job. Yeah.
It's either I'm getting hurt or she's getting hurt, and it's not me. So I'm here to win. So I'm bringing my family with me. My kids are coming. I've gotten a bit of a Team Des crew going, so a lot of supporters. So we'll have a few seats there cheering, and Mum will be in the background yelling, so which as mums do. But it's going to be good. Yeah, and it's good to see. Like, obviously, it reminds me of when I was younger, and my family would come along, and I'd see them in the crowd and hear Mum yelling, and so now I'm all grown up now on the bigger stage.
How old are your kids?
I've
got a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 12-year-old.
All right.
Yeah.
And the 12-year-old, probably more than the other ones, comes and watches the fights.
Yeah.
What, he, she?
He.
He. What does he make of it?
Loves it. He just boasts about me all the time. Yeah. He's like, wears his shirts and walks up with the belts and has to sit in the corner, and he'll get up me too. He's like, Mum, what are you doing? Like, hit her. Like.
I've never pushed a kid out. And I think
not
that...
fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's not fun. So, just knowing that alone, she's going to come and put everything on the line because she knows the benefits of going through that pain and that struggle, and she's doing everything she can for her kids. So I know she's going to come bring it, and likewise, I may not have pushed a kid out, but I do have a lot of kids that look up to me like I'm their mum, their auntie, and this is what I'm doing it for.
Your work, I suppose, helps with a lot of that. You have to create connections. Can you talk a bit about what you do for a living outside of boxing?
It's kind of on hold. Well, I'm kind of doing it now because we're being an inspiration and role model. But I do mental health nursing, work in the community. I've been doing it almost 10 years now. And I love it. I love everything about it. I love being there for our kids, listening to their stories. And I think the biggest learning that I've learned from my work is building myself through the skills I teach them. It's just like practice, like boxing, repetition. You you don't learn coping strategies by a one-off experiment. You need to put it in, day out, and I think it aligns well with the boxing, because most people that box, you ask them, it's 80% mental. You can be as buff, ripped, but if the mind's not there, you're not there really.
That journey into both of those things, that was a significant change in your life?
As Desley was having her first fight, I was having my first major life fight. I lost my brother at the age of 14, and he's his name, Tuka, stand strong. So for me, like, I suffered with grief for 10 years. I didn't care about life, and I learnt that caring, it was hard.
Right.
You know, like, when you care about something, it hurts more when you lose it. He was probably my biggest sparring partner. Made him cry like the week before he died. As a 14-year-old, you don't understand the severity of cancer or death, because I did waste 10 years of my life trying to self-medicate, numb the pain, and if you look back on my life, I didn't really achieve anything within that 10 years. I just kind of was a standstill and took whatever was coming, and I didn't care, where I feel it's made me a stronger person for it, and I care a lot. I care about that belt. I care about defending it, winning it, and taking it home and showing our kids are back home that anything's possible regardless of the challenges that we face in life.
Now, that belt represents a lot more than winning a boxing fight.
Yeah, I've always said this, it's more than boxing. I've been blessed with the gift to be here, to do what I'm doing, and that's why I'm here crying on. Yeah. Shame. No. But it's okay, and I feel like that's the reason why I'm here. It's not so much about the boxing, but it's about just striving to be better. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have seen this. I was a couch potato, 100 kgs, been smacked with life again, and I was giving up. But I know I'm just grateful I have a strong, supportive whānau, have the best man in the corner that's picked me up, and they never lost hope in me when I lost hope in it.
Talk to me a little bit about that, because the connection between a boxer and their trainer is quite deep, especially someone who's helped through an experience like yours.
I kind of get the same vibes that I get talking about my brother. When I think of him, I think of his family. I would trust them with my life. Like, no, this training camp's probably been the hardest, because we're just stepping it up, and you know, I can't even look past the next training because it's so tough, and he's breaking me down continuously. At the start of our journey, we had a goal to get all the belts. I can't even think about that. I'm just worrying about the next training, the next feed I'm going to have, the recovery I need to do. But I've got him there navigating the way so that I know when I get to the next point, we're good to go.
It's an inspiring story, isn't it? It's quite incredible. Yeah,
lots of respect here. It's good.
So that journey for you had some things to overcome as well, as you left home early, etc.
Dad says, a bit of a knucklehead as I was younger. So obviously, just sort of run a bit of a mark, left home early, and then you're gonna make me cry now. Oh, my heart. But yeah, so I guess. And then where we're at now, it's good that we can finally give back and go, look, we've overcome all this. Look at us now, like, you can do it too. And when someone sees that, and a girl do it too, like, not taking away from the men, they've all had their battles too, but when a woman does it, like a woman does, that's amazing.
As I was reading up for this, I read that you, heading into the Olympic trials, were literally a couple of months after giving birth.
Yeah, my first child, that's
quite incredible.
Yeah. He was only, I think, 3 months, and I had a cesarean, so I really wasn't past the real recovery stage. So just coming from a cesarean, still had lots of weight to lose, but you know, like, you appreciate the people who were in your corner from day one, who got you to where you are now. So had, you know, a couple of coaches on the way, obviously moving, you've had to change coach, but they all sort of helped to get there. And yeah.
What can people expect out of you in the ring come this fight?
I guess, probably bring a good fight. Like, I'm a lot taller, I'm a lot bigger, I guess. Put the pressure on. My last fight, I didn't feel I fought as best as I could have. So I really want to push a lot more in this fight, put the pressure on and use my strength. A lot of people say, oh, she's got a really good jab, but like, I've got a really good right hand too. Like, I just need to land it on her. So I'm hoping to do that. I don't think it'll be I think we will get in close and, really try and land some, heavy shots on each other. So I can't see us working from a distance. I don't want to do that either. That's boring. I want to get in and really lay some heavy punches and, make it a really good fight. So, this is a world title fight. It's got to be good. So...
You like the sound of that? Someone coming in and throwing with you?
Yeah.
From what I've seen of your fights, you do like to bang on the inside. You like to throw.
It seems to be the go in the pro scene. But looking back in my amateur career, I was more of a technical, scientific magician. And that's my preference. I'd rather that. I think it looks nice. I love the sweet science, and I think that's what brings me to the sport. Is I just love the science behind it, and responding to whatever your opponent comes at you with. I think I've only kind of learned that style of fighting, as you probably see the ones where I'm standing there banging, recent real. I didn't used to fight like that. I couldn't. So I've only picked this up being with the Rebel. And it's quite cool because I'm starting to see the power now in stand and bang with girls bigger than me.
For people who want to know, the Rebel is John Conway, kickboxer, boxer, New Zealand Boxing Federation president, trainer. He's got all sorts of accolades. Rebel League is a pretty popular gym out West Auckland. So one of the interesting things about a belt is that I suppose there's value in that what it took you to get there. The other value in the belt is who you beat to get it. So when I'm thinking about your futures, I've seen both of you mention Clarissa Shields. She is the pound for pound number one. The challenge is to get there, and one of the things about the women's fight scene is finding enough quality opponents to prepare yourself for it. I mean, you've obviously found each other, but when you look at the amount of pro fights that you both had over your pro career, you wouldn't say that there's huge numbers there, in the pro career, because you need to find the right people to fight.
I don't know, it's funny, you're either a fighter or you're not. There's so many people that they call themselves fighters, they get offered fights, they don't take them. I think you and I we're both fighters. We've fought from a young age, we've had to fight growing up, and that comes through into our boxing. If someone offers us a fight, we'll definitely take that, because we're here to fight. We're not here to take the easy, the ring-ins that are just a quick win. Looks good on record, but it's, you're not pushing yourself. You're not really earning that win.
I have that same opinion too. I back that, you learn more from your losses. I think those harder fights are the better fights, and that's why me and John's taking this fight so seriously, because we know what Desley has to bring. She's got the experience, she's got the heart and skill to take it all away from us and stop us in our tracks. So we've had to really dig deep and step up this time around.
I like what you say about the losses, because one, I suppose, the key differences between, let's say, the UFC and boxing is that often boxers don't want that one on their record. They want to keep the O. But that's not something that scares you.
No.
Oh, I want to be undefeated. I wanted to just never lose. But I had my first loss, and although it makes it's such a horrible feeling, I was didn't feel great about it, but I needed that. So I think everything happens for a reason. I would have got complacent if I was, I'm undefeated. Not that I'm a cocky person, but I just thought, you need that to be brought back down and go, right, you've got to work on this, you've got to work on that. You're not the best you can be because you've lost. So it really brings you back to the drawing board, and it humbles you too. I think everyone needs a bit of a loss, and it's like a wake-up call. So you go back to the drawing board, you come back 10 times better after you finish being miserable.
And that's 100% true. I've been there at this level before. I've been a contender and I've come off on the bad end of a decision. But I think I needed that. I needed to lose that world title to win my last one and this one. I know what it is like to lose, and I've learned it pays to be a winner. And that's what I'm going into this, to win at all costs.
You were at a point where you're making a choice between the other part of your life and boxing at that point.
Just getting the support of being signed to DNL Promotions. I needed somebody big to back me, because financially I still need to pay the bills. And I've just been blessed to be in this position, and it just feels like all our stars are aligning. The demands of this level boxing is huge, and I think people take it for granted. And I was one of those people, and now I'm getting into the reality of it. I've been pitched up on the couch for the last year, and it's getting to me. And I can't wait for the 3rd of December to go fishing.
Could you talk about this couch? What do you mean pitched up on a couch?
Yeah, so pretty much I live at the gym on a couch that has wheels. And when it's time to train, we just roll it away. When it's bedtime, I just pull it out.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's tough. Like the whole, life on the couch is tougher than you think. Before I was like, oh, this is so cool. This is like on a movie. Where now I'm thinking, this is not cool. This is not cool. I just want to lie on a bed. Yeah, I just want a proper bed. But I think a fight's never comfortable, no matter what fight you're fighting. And that couch is helping me win because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you need to be uncomfortable. If I wasn't, then John's not doing his job and I got to give him the sack.
You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable, huh?
Yeah,
in order to win it all. Right, you're not sleeping on the couch unless you're,
I sleep
in
on
trouble
the
at home.
floor. I'm like, I'm concrete, dirt, no pillow. No, I sleep on a bed. I've got
You've got to step up our game, John.
No, I've got a bed. I've got a nice bed. So yeah, I work hard for that bed.
You're not going down that way unless you get kicked to the couch.
No. I'll swap you by. You can take the kids and I'll do the couch. 100%.
Fair enough. Well, what does your day look like then with the kids and the training? That sounds like it must be a pretty brutal day.
Busy, yeah. So I've got to work. I've got some really good sponsors behind me at the moment, which I'm really thankful for. But I still have to work. So I do full-time concreting, get up in the morning. I've got a studio at home that I do personal training from. Train my clients in the morning, get ready, get the kids ready, drop them off to daycare. I go concreting all day, come home from concreting, get changed, go straight to training. Then after training, pick the kids up, home, dinner, bath, bed, do it again the next day.
Concreting, so like footpaths and things?
House pads, driveways, big boss concreting. That's it. So on the tools, I did the line pump the other day, so that was pretty fun.
Oh, you're doing like full-time strength and conditioning.
Yeah, lifting all the mesh ups. So, that's what I like. Yeah, sledgehammer, like all the style pickets and whatnot. So it's a hard labour every single day. So I train all day. Then my rest is in the car, driving home, get to training, train all afternoon.
You're driving with your eyes open though.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Almost there, quite, yeah.
All right, so the sacrifice is real when you look at a belt like that. You've put in a lot of work to get there. You're not going to give that up real easy.
Yeah, no, this is what you work hard for.
She fought beat the girl that's been the only girl that's dropped me ever. So I in the amateurs, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Long what? Sorry if I said that wrong.
Yeah. So she fought her, and she's the only girl that can say she's laid me out on the canvas. I ended up winning the fight, but she still beat a girl that dropped me. So I was like, oh.
That must be a key experience in a boxer's career, though. The first time you get dropped and have to get back up and say, I'm still here.
Yeah, I think it's one of my best fights just because purely, I probably wouldn't if I lost, but because I come back and won it, I feel like that was a cool ass experience.
Have you been in that position?
No, I've never been dropped. So I've never had a blood nose either. So all these years fighting, touch wood. So yeah.
I'll give you one. Yeah. I'll give you one on the second.
Well, I'll bring the right then.
You don't have to put your hand up. This isn't school. You can just throw it and go.
Okay, that's what we're watching out for, Fado. A blood nose and a what?
Yeah, and on the canvas.
Oh, and on the canvas, okay.
Fair enough. Well, thank you both for coming. It's been a very interesting conversation. Good luck to both of you with your chances of winning this IBF light heavyweight belt. Of course, Sky Pay-Per-View is where you can watch it. You can watch it on Sky Sport Now on pay-per-view, or you can get it on Sky Arena as well. So please go and book the fight, book your tickets, do what you can to see this. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Two big fights on that fight night as well as these two. We'll have Mia Motu and Chani Mira. So belts on the line, plenty to watch. Wāhine Toa 2, December 2 on Sky Sport.
2nd December, Wāhine Toa 2. Two female world champion boxers return home to Northland to defend their world titles in front of a raucous Whangārei crowd. with a stacked undercard featuring Jerome, the Panther Pampalone. Wāhine Tour 2, December 2nd, live on Sky Arena and Sky Sport Now pay-per-view. Go to skyarena.co.nz.